Greetings folks, Pockets DK here, back again playing some more EVE Online. In light of recent developments, the coming resource war sites, forward operating bases, the potential future for Highsec PvE and what that means for players and corporations, and the upcoming alpha changes in December-ish, I have decided to start my own corporation. I have taken my old corp, Malevelon Roe, that has been sort of lying dormant for the last 8 months, and fire it back up and rebrand it as a Highsec PvE Corp, focusing on taking new players or players who are tired of nullsec or that sort of thing and just want to break and group up and run these types of sites together. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm leaving Federation Uprising. In fact, Keltorin is going to stay over there, and he's going to fly with those guys and do what he does over there. But I wanted to start my own thing and do something that really interests me, and that's teaching new players how to play this game. And I think the best way to do that is with a corporation that operates fleets in a way that would be done in lowsec or nullsec, but with the added benefit of not having the stress of quote-unquote real risk, real consequences. So they can learn how to operate as a group in a fleet and communicate and how that comms work and etiquette and all that stuff, and do it before they get into situations where it's full-on PvP and things need to move a little quicker, as well as taking advantage of resource wars, and eventually once we're stronger, the forward operating bases, and see what we can do about those. We'll also do things like teach people the exploration starting in Highsec, and if they want to branch out into other areas of space to explore, that's great. Doing level 1 to 4 combat missions, that sort of thing, running the cosmic anomalies like the dens and the refuges and those sorts of things, or scanning down combat sites and running those, all things that I have some experience doing. And I'd like to take, what I've learned here and what I've learned in my last 11 months in lowsec and help people learn the things they need to really succeed in this game, or at least figure out what they want to do. Which brings me to my next point. Since I'm not cutting ties to Federation Uprising, I'm maintaining those links and still having those folks that I hang out with and love to fly with, it'll allow me to do things like take gangs down into lowsec and maybe help them with some Citadel bashes or some fleet battles, or do some roams with experienced FCs in lowsec and nullsec. So it's another thing I want to offer. Occasional lowsec roams. I really enjoy flying around down there. It's really exciting, and I think it's important for new players to experience that, just to understand this game and get the hooks in so they stay and play this thing. So yeah, so we're still going to be part of the extended Federation Uprising family. I won't be joining the Alliance because we need to keep, obviously for obvious reasons to those that know the game, need to keep Malevelon Roe out of the faction warfare side. But having the option to take roams down into low and being supported by folks that know what they're doing down there really gives us a lot of options on content that we can provide, or I can provide. The other thing this is going to allow us to do is, if people decide that they want to do that type of PvP, they want to join faction warfare, using my connections within FedUp, I can really easily transfer them into one of the corporations there that will suit them, and we can hand off semi-trained pilots into the Federation where they can really grow and expand and do what they want to do. So I'm pretty excited for this. So the corporation is up. I've got ads up, and I've actually got a couple applications in. Currently I am the only member in Malevelon Roe. There's 3 characters in it. There's Pockets, who is the CEO, and that's me. I have Riala, which is my wife's alt that I occasionally fire up her account when I need to do some industry stuff, because that's what she was training into. And I might fire her up permanently, we'll see, and use her as my industry alt just to do hull building and stuff so I can help supply stuff for the members. And Kielme, who is the original CEO and a good friend of mine in real life, who is taking an EVE break, currently winning EVE to play some other shittier games. Now, I've already talked to him, so I know there will be no power struggle if he decides to come back. Everything's going to be perfectly fine. And that's that. So it's me. I'm hoping to find some experienced players who want to come and help me teach folks flying in groups, how to FC, comms etiquette, all the stuff you need to know to do a fleet, as well as ship fitting, flying the sites, range dictation, all that stuff, all the stuff you need to know. And also I want to get a lot of new players in here and just get them into this game. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people. There's my main, sorry, couldn't think. The reason I want to do this is I have a bunch of friends who've tried EVE and couldn't get into it. And it's always the same story. They do whatever the tutorial was at the time, including the new one, which is much better. And they get to a point and they don't know what to do. And the game tells them, do whatever you want. So they find somebody, they ask them, some veteran player, and the veteran player says, do whatever you want. What do you like? And they just don't know, and they get bored, and they leave. So having some place where these players can come and say, hey, what do we do next? And a group of players that are on can say, hey, come join us. We're going to go do this. Here's something else you can look at. They can get a feel for what they want to do, and then us experienced players can then direct them to Federation Uprising for faction warfare. If they want to go on the opposite side, they can join the Kaldari, or we can point them to nullsec or exploration or this, that, whatever they want to do. We'll be able to help get them feeling what they want to do and have an idea. So when they do join a group, they're not completely out of the loop. They'll know if the FC says clear comms or check, he knows what to do. If they say align and hold, or align, or jump to the gate and hold, or hold cloak, all those little things that you have to pick up, we're going to teach them that while we're doing these Highsec things. We're going to run it just like a nullsec or faction warfare fleet. So that's my big exciting news. I don't see any more sites here, so I'll probably just dock up for the day. If you have any questions, shoot them in the comments below. Reach out to me on Twitter. I'll put a link to MALRO's Discord public channel, so if you guys want to come in there and chat with me and ask more questions or provide some advice or just whatever you want, come and hang out. I'm always available. And yeah, so that's that. I'm pretty excited. I got it going. Let's get this rolling. Yeah, so as always, folks, take care of each other, and I'm out of here.